Bodyweight training does not need to be monotonous, it does not need to be boring, and it does not need to just be a fallback way that you train when you can't get to the gym. The truth is you can make a ton of gains, you can have very effective workouts, and you can reach all of your goals with bodyweight training. We just have to understand that we are still resistance training. Our body weight becomes our resistance. That is capped by however much you weigh, but as long as we're tactical about things and as long as we avoid a couple mistakes, we're gonna reach all of our goals. So let's go over 4 mistakes that you need to avoid, and as long as you do, you're gonna make all the gains you want just while using your own body. Mistake number 1, you're not thinking diversely enough about progressive overload. What happens very easily with bodyweight training is you wind up thinking, I'm just gonna add reps upon reps upon reps, and then all of a sudden you're doing hundreds of push-ups and you're bored out of your mind and you're not necessarily making the gains that you want. Instead of overloading that way, let's think of doing 2 other things. First, you can change your leverage. You can go from a ground-based push-up where we're doing, say, 20 reps. We can do 10 to 15 reps of an incline angle push-up. That's just gonna be more challenging because we've added a little bit of load and we've changed the range of motion. Your other option, we can go to unilateral moves like an archer push-up. If you're doing, say, 25, 30 reps on your standard push-up, you'll wind up getting 8 to 10 reps on your archer push-up. We're really biasing one side of our chest. That's a more effective way to progressively overload than just piling on the reps. Mistake number 2, you are overusing momentum on a lot of your moves. Very often when you get into bodyweight training, it gets very, very easy to move very quickly through our motions. Some of these motions we're doing with bodyweight are actually really, really hard. Pull-ups are not easy, so it gets very, very convenient to just move through every single rep as fast as we can to get it over with, especially if we make mistake number 1 and we're piling on too many reps. With your bodyweight training, the way we avoid this is by adding in very, very careful pauses at targeted points in the range of motion. So we want to think about doing a 2-step push-up or a 2-step pull-up. The way that works, you're gonna pause halfway into the motion. You're gonna hold that position for 1 second. This is adding time under tension. It's another way that we can actually get away from our progressive overload mistake too. And it's also gonna force you to control the motion that much more. You're gonna have to develop a really, really good mind-muscle connection, and you're gonna have to learn all these bodyweight motions. This works for anything from a pull-up to a push-up to a squat, and it's gonna ensure that you're training the muscles you're targeting and you're not just going through a bunch of motions where you're overusing momentum. Mistake number 3, you're not training your back enough. This is a very easy trap to fall into because things like push-ups and abs are very, very easy to train with bodyweight. There are 8 million different push-up variations out there. There are so many different ab exercises out there where you're just lying on the ground and you're crunching and doing sit-ups, etc. The thing that happens very often is you overdo those exercises and we're not building the symmetry and the balance that we need because we're not training our back. So you want to make sure that at least twice a week you're training your back. That's going to be your inverted rows, that's going to be your pull-ups, that's going to be your chin-ups. That can be some isometric ideas. If you're more on the beginner end, you'll want to do Superman holds instead. You want to make sure that however many sets of push-ups you're doing at least that many sets of back. It'll keep you balanced and it'll keep you injury-free and it'll help protect your shoulders too. So there are 2 camps of people that you generally see. There's camp A, where you're doing too many explosive athletic moves and your workout is just full of burpees and jump lunges and skater lunges. That's all you're doing. You're breaking a good sweat, but you're gonna come to me in 6 months and you're gonna be like, why haven't I built muscle? Then there's camp B, where you are so caught up in the strength training side of things that you're just doing push-ups and pull-ups and squats, and you're not doing enough of these explosive bodyweight moves in your training at all. The solution lies right in between. What you want to do is you want to choose 3 explosive movements. We're going to keep it to 3. You can do this in every single bodyweight workout you do. Think about, say, a jump lunge, a skater lunge, maybe a plyo push-up. You're going to think about doing each of those moves for exactly 20 seconds. Make it a very productive and powerful and explosive and precise 20 seconds. Then you will rest for 40 seconds. You'll do 2 rounds of each move. It winds up being 6 minutes that's going to help elevate your heart rate. It's also going to push you to be explosive. It's going to get you to move in multiple planes, and it's a great way to finish out your physique. If you are more of the strength training person, it's going to let you retain some athleticism and allow you to find some time to build muscle if you're the person who is just doing all the burpees for the entire workout. If you do that and you avoid all 4 of these mistakes, you're gonna find that your bodyweight training is incredibly fun, it is incredibly diverse, and it's gonna match up with anybody's routine. Even the guys who are doing barbell and dumbbell stuff, you're gonna be as strong and feel as good as them. So don't hesitate to rely on bodyweight training in your workouts. Just avoid these 4 mistakes and you're gonna have really productive sessions and have a lot of fun and be able to run with anyone.